Marketing ploy I don't know if she's ready to get into. Where are you traveling today? Sacramento. What's with the briefcase full of dildos? Not sure yet. All right, now you're done hearing me talk about dildos. Let's talk to the one and only, the amazing, the talented star of Sleepaway Camp, Felissa Rose.
I'm like, woo, overwhelmed right now. Okay.
They are very excited to talk to you. Can you guess what the first question they all want to ask you is?
How big is my dick?
Yes. That's 100% accurate. That's what they all wanted to know.
I'm so happy because I love talking about it.
Yes.
Yay! I can't even believe this. I'm just taking it in. I just want to start off by saying, thank you. And can I just give a few words? So I was just sitting at my table. As everyone knows, I love conventions. And the reason I love conventions is because I love you and the connection that I feel to all of you. And someone just came to my table and he was the most beautiful man, and he no longer has his eyesight because he saved a woman in what was a terrible situation. But he stood up for her, and the act of kindness that this man showed was so beautiful. And it's here at the horror conventions that we witness and see and share all of that beauty and love. So I just want to say thank you. And let's keep doing that with each other. Let's keep sharing the love and the kindness and the goodness with one another, because that's what this journey is about. So thank you, thank you, thank you for always being so beautiful and loving. I could never express enough how much I care about all of you.
Well, we thank you. We are very honored that you are here and that you're willing to share your story and share your time with us at Sinister Creature.
I gotta go.
Oh, wow. What if we call your mom again? Would that keep you here? How many people were here at the last time that Felissa was here, by the way? Good. So there's some stories that'll come out of that last convention appearance here in Sinister. Let's start with I rewatched Sleepaway Camp again last night.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how many times. I really want to talk to you about your silent performance. About the fact that at the time we all knew the big hulking silent killers. So the touch of you being almost dialogue free for most of the film was that perfect hint of you being the silent killer. So I want to know the performance level that you went through as far as your facial expressions, as far as how you expressed yourself with zero dialogue for the majority of the film. What was, for a new actress at the time, what was the preparation for that?
Well, thankfully, we had a wonderful director named Robert Hiltzik who wrote the movie and directed the film. And being that he had an entire cast of young actors, we were, between the ages of 13 to 17. Mostly all of us were just starting out. It was our first film. So he really took a lot of time. We rehearsed. And I think with me in particular, I was the only one who knew the ending. And he spent so much time kind of sitting with me and really wanted to have me understand how hurt this young girl was, how much pain she was in. And I think especially children, we run so deep and we're not conditioned yet. So we can, we allow ourselves that kind of suspension of disbelief, and we jump in like when we're young and we play. Which I wish we still, did that. We should just all jump around and play, And I think that's why I love acting so much, but especially as a child, it was, I understood Angela. And I think, I was shy and insecure, and I felt like I wanted to protect this character. So for me, it was a matter of, although I was portraying her, she was like kind of outside of me, and I was taking care of this little girl.
That's beautiful. Now, people who were here before know this, but share with us those The moments of the attached penis. Let's just get to it.
I know, Jay, you love that. You love my attached penis. Or
If there's one penis in this world that I love, it is my own. If it's another one, it's yours. So
all of that was great.
We need. You had to go in for the strangest costume fitting for a 13-year-old ever. Can you share with them, because there are still people that believe that it is you with the attached penis on in the final scene. So how did we get to where the final scene was, and what was that process like?
So originally, they wanted, Ed French, the special effects artist, was sculpting the penis. And I love it. It's always about the penis. And then Robert Hiltzik decided to make the mask of my face. So they found the young 18-year-old boy, because he did have to be of age to do nudity in a movie. And he wore the mask of my face and stood there for the long shots. So the actual close-ups are my face, and I remember preparing for that scene. It's like I really took it very seriously, like, Paul did that to me, and Judy did that to me, and I'm getting them all back now. And I stood, in the frame. I was in a red bathing suit, but they only showed from here up, and I made that, face. And the growling was initially my, like, and then they layered it with a lot of great, voices and whatnot to give it some texture.
Yeah, that's one of the creepiest sounds.
Everyone, is that weird? Was that sound weird? I guess coming from that little girl, it was strange, huh?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to see what it looks like. I do remember watching it on the big screen like, holy shit, the first dick I saw was my own dick. Kind of fucking cool. I'm sorry for my language.
Oh no, they're expecting it. I told them.
I'm a fucking piece of shit. My kids are like, Mom, really? Like all day long. I'm like, fuck you. No.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that hiss at the end. That was something I was going to ask about, if it was layered second unit AR or what, because how you gutturally got some of that out was frightening. And so to hear that it's multiple, I'm like, well, no wonder. Because if you made that as is, how you make that face at the end, and still to this day, do that shock face, that's frightening beyond belief. People should study that look, because
I was pissed off. It's like, if you really think about what Angela went through with all of those horrific people at camp, all of those kids, wouldn't that kind of propel you to get that angry, to make that sound and make that face? And I just can you tell I'm a little passionate about this character?
Yes. Now, I know some of the scenes for the kills, you were there doing the kills, and some you did not. Which ones do you remember vividly doing? And then what was your favorite of all of Angela's kills in the first?
The curling iron is my favorite. So if you've seen the movie, I think the greatest kill is the curling iron going right up Judy's vagina.
Yep.
That was just perfect for that bitch. The hands were Jonathan Tiersten's. He played Ricky, and they just felt like mine were too feminine. But I was able to sit around the set and watch them. Like when Artie was boiling. You know what someone just said recently that was so amazing? Artie looked on the outside, the cook who was burning, the way he was on the inside.
Oh yeah.
I thought, that is brilliant. I'm stealing it and running with that. Artie looked like shit because he was shitty inside. Yeah, fuck you, Artie.
There's several of the kills that do that, though, because you have the kill with the curling iron. She was very vain. You have the guy who is just fluttering around being part of the pack. You kill him with the hornet's nest.
Why am I just figuring this out 37 years later? Always something new with this damn movie, Sleepaway Camp.
It's because the last panel all we talked about was your
my
penis,
dick.
So we didn't get a chance
We've moved on
to talk
from the
about
dick.
anything else. You also got to tease. This was before it was released, but the last time you were here, you said that you were going to be a part of a franchise that has been around, that nobody knew there was another sequel coming out, and that ended up being Victor Crowley.
Hatchet 4! Yeah! Oh my God, I love Hatchet 4. I'm so stupid, I know. I am a huge Adam Green fan. He's just one of the most special, magnificent, humble, creative human beings alive. And I was always a fan of Hatchet. So when he called me, he's like, hey, I have this movie that I'm doing. And I was like, I'll bring you coffee. I'll do whatever you need, you know? And he's like, well, I kind of wrote like a little, part for you. And I thought, holy shit, if I have like one line in an Adam Green movie, like life made, so happy. And I went in and he sat me down. He said, well, you have to sign papers before we talk. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of fucking serious. What is this? And he's like, I'm making another Hatchet movie. And I was like, oh, my head was just blown off. And then he said, and I wrote this crazy character named Kathleen for you. And I just started crying. I know, because I get so excited and emotional. And I loved making that movie because the cast is amazing, the script was fantastic, and I hope you guys get a chance to see it because, spoiler alert, there's something crazy that happens to me, similar to Judy. Have any of you seen Victor Crowley? Oh, yay!
Right.
Thank you.
Let's open up to some questions. I've got some more, but let's get some from the group.
I love it.
Yep, that'd be you.
Okay, so I read that there's some sort of Ultimate Sleepaway Camp documentary in production right now.
Yes.
Kickstarting, etc. Should we give them their money? Can you tell us a little bit?
That's a great question. So
Right to the
my
point.
amazing friend and manager, my manager is right here, Sam, I think she's here, or maybe not, and Mike Perez, they are producing the Angela doc, which is the official documentary, and I'm a producer on it as well because we are going through the first, second, third, and Return to Sleepaway Camp. We have every actor who's been involved committed and ready to take part in it. And there are a lot of stories and a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions and our just kind of like we gave you a little snippet on the Blu-ray for Shout Factory for Sleepaway Camp, but I feel like I can speak for myself. I haven't really told like the true, we get to do panels and we get to do some podcasts, but finally, I really want to tell the whole story about kind of what it's done for my life from, when I made the movie up until today, because I've said it's been the fabric of my life, and it truly has. I married my husband because he's the #1 fan. I just feel like I have a career, I have friendships, I have conventions, all because of this movie that I consider like my child that I've raised and I watch it grown, and it's just like really amazing. So yes, the long and short, we are making this doc and I'm really proud of it and I'm super excited. We have not started, but I know it will be from the heart and all of our love and passion will be put into that.
So donate today.
I hate Indiegogos, honestly, I really do. This is one that I'm super fond of, so if you gave $1, that's cool. I don't expect anyone to. I try to give when I can and I love something, but just your support by even sharing it, thank you.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
First of all, just thank you for being the consultant, the penis consultant on the last drive-in.
Why, thank you.
Mangled
Thank you.
penis expert,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Second of all, and I would like to know how many times you get this question. It's very serious, very important. Have you considered legally changing your name to Phallus A. Rhodes?
Oh my God, I love you. I will now. That's brilliant, and thank you. I'm stealing it. That's so great.
I saw another hand up.
I was just wondering how you felt about the moniker Mangled Dick Expert.
I love it. First of all, I'm so crazy about Joe Bob Briggs. Can we just give it up for Joe Bob Briggs? Because the fact that we have Joe Bob Briggs back, bringing us the amazing films that we love and had sleepovers, to watch. I think that being just a part of his kind of life and all that he's doing on Shudder, I'm shocked by it. I love that he calls me, and the fact that I can be called the #Mangled Dick Expert brings me so much joy, and I want to just continue. So, yeah, I love Joe Bob Briggs and the show. Thrilled.
Now, your table is seated next to a Mr. Kane Hodder.
Yes.
Not only did you do Victor Crowley, but you also, last time you were promoting, thankfully, Death House.
Yes.
Who you described here as the Expendables for horror.
Yes.
What was the filming process like in that with that many different, I mean, you meet all of these people at cons and you
I
know
know, but
them
I'm
all
a
through
fan,
that.
and I fangirl hard.
And you are.
I try not to even hide it. I'm like, fuck you, I love you. You know, when you see Tony Todd and Tony Moran and Sid Haig and Bill Moseley and Vernon Wells and Barbara Crampton and Dee Wallace and Adrienne Barbeau all sitting in the green room, you're kind of like fucking fucked up, you know? It's just amazing. I love all of these individual people and what they've brought to horror, you know, my childhood and now, presently. So it's kind of like an overwhelming dreamlike experience. It truly is. Like, there are really no words for me other than I just try to live presently and thank them and, you know, stalk them. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I stalk them. So they know it. They're like Barbara Crampton called me the other day because she consults for Fangoria. So I did an interview for her in the October issue. And like, you know, I'm putting her on mute like, oh my God, I'm on the phone with Barbara Crampton. This is so fucking crazy. Yes, I do agree with that. But it's just like amazing. It's so cool. And I feel very grateful.
Well, you, as far as stalking other celebrities are concerned, watching you on social media post the photos of you at conventions, just like any fan here who goes to the conventions, it's almost as if you take these conventions so you can meet new people you haven't met before.
You found me out. No one's ever said that before, and it's true. Half the time I'm like, who's going to that one? No, I definitely want to go, but what's the guest list? What, the Cujo reunion? Oh my God. I think I need to go to that one, you know? Yeah.
So you are some people's wish list as far as they want to go to a con.
That's
to meet
batshit bananas
you.
to me.
So who are some of the people that are your wish list at cons that you're like, I really want to go to a Monsterpalooza or a Sinister Creature Con or something that has that person there?
That's a great question, because I've been fortunate that I've met so many of, you know, my wish list, my bucket list. I still feel like, God, you really kind of stumped me there.
You stalk the celebrities,
Yeah,
I noticed.
I do. You know, well, I'm a huge Naomi Watts fan. I love her, and I love Funny Games, and I love The Strangers. I don't know. I think, you know, I'll have to get back to you.
No
I
problem.
think that there are still many, but fortunately, I've been to a couple of conventions, and I've met so many of the people I truly love. So yeah, it's been great.
I had somebody recently tell me, because of the fact that they were at a convention where they saw you and Leanna Quigley, who's here as well, and then at that same one, they got to talk to you and Barbara Crampton from. So the three of you end up appearing quite often together.
Yeah.
Is there a chance? Is there a talk? Is there something about the three of you working on a project together?
I would fucking love that. Would anybody like that? Should we just three, like, do some kind of crazy badass, like, you know, I don't know. First of all, I think we're seeing a great turn in horror where it's very female-centric. We're seeing a lot more, you know, we haven't had a lot of slashers with, like, female killers. So I think there's definitely something in the future, and I'm always game for, you know, whatever it is to work with any of those women. Yeah, sign me up. Definitely.
Wonderful.
I saw she had a question right there.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Have you met Pamela Springsteen?
Okay, so that's who I'd like to meet. I would like to meet Pamela Springsteen. I have never met her. I love parts 2 and 3. I think it would be super fucking cool to even like meet her as a fan and also maybe do a convention with her and have Angela versus Angela. Would anybody like to see that?
Yes.
Come on, Pamela. Come on. The musical. I will get you. No, I'm the shittiest singer ever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm picturing a sword fight scene at the end.
I'm picturing that
I saw a hand over there.
As young as you all were, Sleepaway Camp, and all teenagers, curious, any like romances going on?
Oh my God, yes. So I was madly in love with Jonathan Tiersten, who played Ricky. I mean, lady, was he so cute? Everybody. I mean, he was the cutest little motherfucker I'd ever seen. You know, he was just like this grumpy, I'd never seen such a grumpy little teenager, and adorable and sweet, and we had a little romance. So the scene where he's asking me to like play the tag game, and I'm like, not now, Ricky. That night, we hung out, we watched a movie in his room, and we kissed, and I was so excited. So we dated for like 2 days, and then some hot-ass chick who came to do the volleyball scene, he dumped me to go out with that fucking idiot. Yeah, my heart was shattered. They had to shut down production. And Robert Hiltzik had to take us bowling to mend ways between us, because I was like, I guess I was a little fucking diva. I was like, I will not perform. No, I wasn't. But I was really hurt. My little heart was just smashed. She was like, yeah. And we always had sort of a tumultuous relationship, because that happened, and then years later we did date when we were both single in our 30s, and then I got married, then he got married, then he got divorced, I'm still married, and he's still an asshole, so it's all good.
At least he has an answer at conventions for what's the biggest regret of his career. It was going after the volleyball gal. Any other questions? I have other questions. I thought I saw a hand towards the back. Okay. So we were talking at your table yesterday about some projects that you're working on now, and there's some stuff you can share, and there's some stuff that you said if I mention it at the panel, you were going to murder me. So I'm not going to
I think I should, though. Don't you think we can keep a secret?
It's just,
I mean, it's something
it's
fun
just
that I
us
think
and
is
the
good.
internet.
Yeah, that's it. Is that okay? Is this bad? My manager just left.
Oh, well then, they
okay.
can't say.
So hopefully, oh my gosh, this is so bad. I can usually keep a secret, I swear to God. People call me the vault,
You can.
In friendships, I can keep a secret. But I think this is super fun. Okay, I'm just gonna give hints, because I think it's cool. So, it's no secret, I'm very good friends with Kane Hodder. I'm very good friends with Tiffany Shepis. And, Fangoria is back. Are we excited about Fangoria?
Yes.
So the three of us, there will be an announcement on June 21st that the three of us will be doing something. Look at all the phones are like, we will, this is a secret. Please don't post this until June 21st. We will be doing something. And you will know about it on June 21st, and then you'll actually get to experience it on June 28th. So
Wow.
I'm very proud of it, and the reason I'm proud of it is because not only do I love the two people I'm doing it with, both Kane and Tiffany, but it's a chance for all of us to take off the masks, if you will, and unleash who we really are and talk about all kinds of things that are very personal to us. And you'll see and hear things that you haven't yet before.
Wonderful.
So I hope you enjoy it. It was made with a whole lot of love, a ton of happiness, a lot of tears, a fight, and just kind of a lot of revelation. So I think it's cool.
Beyond being well known for acting in horror, but you've also been championing on the producing side. What are some of the projects producing wise that you've put out already that you're very proud of, that you feel people need to gravitate towards if they haven't already? And what is down the pipeline for you? Because if you look at your IMDb, I think hardest working actress right now has got to be one of them, because 2017, giant list of numbers. 2018, giant list of films.
Wow, thank you.
And you've got more without dates on it that we know are coming. So what is it that you're producing-wise really proud of that you want?
Well, I'm really proud of the Slayer videos. So if any of you are fans of the metal band Slayer, I produced the 3 videos off the Repentless album. And it's Repentless, Pride and Prejudice, and You Against You. So we did those 3 videos, and they were such labors of love. They were directed by the amazing B.J. McDonnell, who also directed Hatchet 3. And we made them like little movies, little horror movies, and they are acted by so many brilliant, horror icons: Tyler Mane, Derek Mears, Danny Trejo, Vernon Wells, Sean Whalen, Tony Moran. So many people participated in them, and we're very proud. I just produced and acted in a movie directed by the amazing Thomas Churchill, and it's called Big Freakin' Rat. And I don't want to say anything, but the rat may have gotten me, and it may have been crazy. So I'm super proud because we just wrapped that a few weeks ago, and now we're embarking on a new film that we start mid-July. So I'm really excited about that project. I don't even think that's on IMDb yet. So I'm happy about those. I acted in a movie with Kane called Knife Corp, and he is the lead role in an acting part that is so incredibly dramatic, and you've never seen Kane like this. So we're happy to do that. And I play a part that I've never really done myself, very dramatic role in that movie. Yeah, so great things down the pipeline. Another big announcement that I'm completely not allowed to speak about, but we'll see. That's something that's also a labor of love, and hopefully you'll hear about it in the next couple of months.
I love that you give us hints. You did that
sworn
last
to so
time?
much secrecy.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
like, really? But I will tell you something. I just made a movie that will be on Lifetime in July. I've never made that, and I play the head doctor. They must be fucked up. I was like, I looked at them. I was like, really? You have me as the fucking head of the hospital? What kind of fucking this is the craziest hospital ever.
You are a mangled penis expert.
I'm the mangled dick expert. How could I know? I'm like, by night I'm the mangled dick expert. By day, I am the head of the hospital. Yeah. And that was an amazing cast, and I hope you love it because it's a crazy-ass thriller.
One of the things that I myself have noticed, that many guests have noticed, that there are people in horror that do horror and then disappear from it. There are people that do horror that then embrace that. And then there's people like you who do horror, and it envelops your life in such a way that you are so filled with joy every time we see you at these conventions. The biggest smile, if you ever need it in the morning at any convention, go by her table. Because while everybody else is still waiting on their coffee, Felissa's there to smile, share a story about Sleepaway Camp, and just hug you. So please go by her
You
table.
can just come by my table to get a hug. Like, honestly,
Can.
that, or even share a story about yourself. Like, I want to get to know each and every one of you and hear what brought you to horror, what your favorite horror movie is, what your life has been like, loving horror, because, that's how we're all connected. And I will never, ever leave this genre because of this right here.
So when you go by her table to share the story, to get a hug, make sure pick up some merch from her, because if you do, that keeps her coming to these conventions, so that way we can keep having amazing guests like Felissa Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Felissa Rose.
I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you.
Thank
you.
you.
Oh my gosh. I will now go to the ladies' room to bawl my eyes out. I love you. Thank you.